most of the organisms, living things are living.
And today is World Biodiversity Day.
Oh, wow.
Today is the World Biodiversity Day, and so let's hope that we can retain. So again, 30-second Gyan, serious one. So of all the planets, so we have 9 planetary boundaries, right? Which is within which we have to exist if you have to stay alive. Right now we have exceeded all of them. The one we've exceeded the most is biodiversity. So the rate at which species are getting extinct per million species per year is at a place which is irreversible. So what are some of the things we can do to maintain or stay alive? Because once that, it's already beyond any point of return. But what is it that we can do to kind of maintain biodiversity around? What are some things? Wilding, anything else? Anything?
Not concretize all walkways.
Absolutely. Please don't concretize. Please don't remove things for your car. Right? Absolutely. Don't concretize.
And don't get trees like Kikar which gobbles all other.
That yes, but nobody's planting Kikar anymore, so that is fine.
It's really growing, I mean. So
yeah, in some forests. So this
it invites pollinators.
And put native plants, put simple plants. What are some of the plants? Quickly, last question. What are some of the plants which would attract butterflies? What are some of the plants which attract butterflies? Simple ones. Kari patta, neem patta, nimbu patta, tulsi patta. You anyway want it in your house. Lemon. The whole world is so diverse, but there are only 9 foods which are eaten by 99% of the people. 99% of our food is just 9 foods, which has potatoes, sugar, corn. Right? So this is such a diverse planet, but the food we are all eating is the same. So biodiversity.
मतलब मान रहे हैं इसका स्ट्रक्चर को एनालाइज कर रहे हैं, उसके बेसिस में आज के सस्टेनेबल स्ट्रक्चर्स क्रिएट कर रहे हैं.
It basically maintains humidity and temperature throughout the whole structure. As deep as it goes, the way the organisms build it, it's automatically able to maintain its temperature, humidity, everything.
Yes.
That's why they are studying that.
For atta and wood and all of that to restore, because they realize that everybody realizes that those structures which have been standing for 500 years, they didn't use cement and concrete. They use natural material, and those are the ones which are standing. Our houses are the ones which are crumbling.
Yes,
and
even they use dal for it.
All kinds of things they told us, and something to make it gooey, and they were literally, it looked like a kitchen.
Yes.
In the restoration site, it looked like a kitchen, a big person sitting and just doing all this.
Ceilings बहुत ठंडी रहती है when we use dal for the construction.
Absolutely. So that is what they now at least are.
Doesn't that attract insects?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No. So they put something, so the tuna, etc. that they put, that takes care of it. So you can see, I mean, the best example is all our ancient monuments, not just here, across the world. They're standing. They're still standing. In Greece, they're still standing. But our houses need repair work every year. The concrete ones. So it is, and of course you know that concrete is extreme cover. Those are jungle babblers? Yeah, but there's a drongo here in case you want to click that. It's sitting. But it's very interesting. The big one, which is hornbill. Hornbill loves this food.
Grey hornbill.
Grey hornbill, so I have seen eating it literally. Oh. And they eat and they feed to the small ones. Anyone wants to tell us?
Vilaiti kikar.
This is. When we say Vilaiti kikar, Vilaiti, otherwise it's nice only. The other kikar is mostly called book, which is nice. So that is good, but this is the problem.
Again. So you have to keep cutting it till its soul dies, and then it's just.
We didn't even cut the trees. We were so misguided. We would go every week and dredge up the seeds so that it won't reproduce. And we realized the thing doesn't have to reproduce. It's there, it will be there for hundreds of years.
You have to overcrowd it and put many other plants so it doesn't get any food or sunlight.
That's all. So now they're doing that in the biodiversity park. They're trying to
seems like, inspiration or mythology for dimension the gods.
Some kind of.
The good one multiplied with God, the bad one.
There are 40 sitting in that
especially when it's short trees, spindly ones, is the Shami tree, so which is a revered and a holy tree of Rajasthan. Do you know the story of Amrita Devi? They are all over the place. So Amrita Devi. So this is a story from 300 years back, 1730s.
They're hugging a tree.
So that is where the Chipko movement started, and we gave it to the whole world. It started here, but that is Bahuguna in Uttarakhand in the 1900s, right? This is 200 years before that. Amrita Devi was. Anybody wants to say it? You want to say this one? Okay. So this is
basically the Chipko movement, except they got chopped.
So Chipko movement started in 1900s by Bahuguna in Uttarakhand.
But this is the 1700s thing, no?
Do you want to tell the story?
No, I don't know. Like the Chopra. It took them time to figure out this is going to be bad, there'll be bloodshed.
They didn't have
After the
WhatsApp
blood,
and
they saw the
stuff.
it is
Tweet.
blood.
Nobody tweeted. Nobody tweeted.
Yeah.
So this is Jodhpur. Yes, he's right. So Jodhpur, near a village near Jodhpur, which was called,
Bishnoi village.
Bishnoi. So Bishnois are all over Rajasthan, and of course, 85% of our biodiversity lies in the dense forests, which are taken care of by our indigenous people. And indigenous people are people whose knowledge we have completely wiped out with our standardized form of education. So now, of course, there's so much move towards going back towards that. Aboriginal lands have been given back to Australia. But anyway, that's Australia. Here, so Bishnoi. So Amrita Devi, the Raja of Jodhpur said that I need wood for my building my palace. So Amrita Devi and her 3 daughters, they said, no, you cannot do that. I'm not going to give up my Shami trees. They are holy and they are what I survive on. So they went and hugged the trees and they laid the trees. So the guards of the king, they just had one instruction: go get trees, and they didn't use their mind to look at it any other way, and they went and killed Amrita Devi and the three daughters. When that happened, 187 more villagers joined it, and they were also killed to save that forest. By the time, as he said, by the time the news reached the Raja, he was like, are you crazy? You can't do this. And since then, he banned the cutting of Shami trees in that region. And now it's a sacred forest and you cannot. So that is one of the oldest conservation stories that we have recorded. And then the Chipko movement, based on that, came up in 1900s, the Bahuguna in Uttarakhand. And we gave it across the world. So native people have been protecting forests by just hugging the trees across the world based on the Chipko movement. So we owe a lot to them.
Through the park there will be a zone of type 1, type 2. They say this is from Rajasthan, this is from Haryana, this is from Punjab, this is from
They've done
Western
that.
Himachal. Yeah. So there are maps which explain that to you. So this is all designed into...
Half biodiversity, half botanical gardens.
It is like an arboretum, you're right. Generally birds, they are open on the top, so squirrels don't have to have it open on the top because they don't fly in, they'll climb in. So typically, like you see, it just came out.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
yes, seen squirrel making something.
So typically what people do in smaller towns is they'll leave these colorful threads and all, so squirrel will pick them all and you'll have these colorful balls in the trees.
Good for this arid desert kind of a soil that we are in. This is just nothing but a continuation of Rajasthan. So have a look at the flowers. You're lucky that the flowers are out right now. Two flowers. So here. So this particular variant is called Goya Khair, and the flowers are called Chinese lanterns. You'll remember this. You don't have to remember names, because nobody's going to pass botany exams after this. But you can remember interesting things like Chinese lantern. It looks like
There's a lot of this in the Gurgaon biodiversity,
yes,
which is
lots.
slightly more arid.
And which is even more native than this. That is an actual good forest to have, and that's when we realize that a forest in this part of the country does not have to be lush green, evergreen. That's not what a forest has to be. It has to be like this scrubby, brown, and that's what a good forest in this region is, rather than having evergreen trees. Carrot तो ये यहाँ चल जाएगा. You can consider it as native. Succulent leaves, so something for an arid region, okay. But this particular tree,
Birds and bees.
birds and bees. Do we have a lot of a lot of pollinators? Any kind of activity, wildlife activity happening on the tree that will help you understand that it is something which the local fauna understands. So therefore it's local. If it is a sudden exotic species which our normal parks have, they will be very fond of exotic species. Bahar se lane wale species. The fauna doesn't know it. So it doesn't do anything, it doesn't engage with it. Doesn't lay eggs, doesn't do anything with it. The other thing is, here we cannot see any birds etc. right now. It is still a native of India. But there are songs about this. You want to tell us what song is there?
A very cheesy Hindi old song, I remember one line. Okay, now I don't know it is in the media or not. And it goes like, मैं कच्ची कली कचनार की, मैं क्या जानूं बातें प्यार की.
The very fact that it exists in a song is very, very beautiful.
Name Jayati?
This is Kadam.
Kadam. Oh, yeah.
Associated with the Lord Krishna.
Yeah, yeah.
And lot of the paintings of Lord Krishna, miniature paintings, etc. have eaten some of the leaves. So again telling you that this is good for this one.
So ball like and छोटे florets होते हैं all over.
All over.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Multiple flowers and becomes a ball.
Like a laddu.
Like a laddu. You can actually use it for printing. Like just put paint on it and you can. Yeah. So this is called the velvet leaf tree. It is not really from India, but then there are many trees which come from outside, but they do well here. So, for the velvet leaf tree.
And what is it used for?
Nothing. So he said you can use it for potpourri. Of course you can. Dry.
Yeah,
so
I
it
see
stays.
that. You're right.
And then also somebody in the work only told that you just because it's hard, it retains its shape. So it retains a natural dye and this printing.
Wow, as a block.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's nice pattern on it.
So it's a very good tree for this region, and we don't have enough. Only you will see it here.
What is haldu? The desert plant.
Ha. So they have planted here because it's just such a fabulous plant. Three leaves in one this thing. So again a great tree to have. No, this is not moringa. Moringa is much smaller. Much smaller. They've already heard it, but which is the place named after the Palash tree? Yes, quiz. And famous battle was fought there.
Lassi.
Yeah, so that's what. So it's a good tree to have. We don't have enough in Delhi, but